Good job. I know that y'all realize that and know it better than I, but Barbara and Ted do a great job, and thank y'all. Okay, let's give them a... Robert Domingue, stand up, Robert. Billy Walker, I haven't seen Billy, but Robert does our scoreboard during the game, down distance, all that kind of stuff. Billy's our PA announcer, does a great job for us. Robert's done the scoreboard for a lot longer than some of us have been alive, but not me, but he's done it 29, a lot of things, you know, we take a lot of things for granted, but thank you, Robert, and tell Billy also. Chad Walker, Chad will be here shortly. He lives in Stockbridge, and he drives down every Friday night to help with our video board. Robert Trish is on TD Wide at 9. I'm sorry that Robert's not here, but those guys are the ones that do our video board. They do an excellent job. I don't watch it much, but I get a lot of feedback from it. A lot of people tell me how good it is and all that kind of stuff, and I do get to see it a little bit before the game starts. Chad also does our web page. You know, Gene Bloodworth started the web page, and I want to give him a little recognition. You know, remember he passed away a few years ago, and really thank those guys for doing the work that they do. Mike Martin, if Mike, you please stand. I know that for some of us, you know, it's a little bit hard for us to stand, but Mike does video, and every Monday night, you know, we come up here and we talk about our video, how good it is. Now, Mike, you do a great job, and I really appreciate all the work you do with that. Tom Romer and Marty Shepard, they do our stats. Y'all already stood, but I appreciate it. And Marty, stand on up again, Marty. Marty does he not only does the stats, our treasurer of Booster Club, but he does the football program. And I'm going to tell you that is an awesome job. He does an awesome job and I don't know that even our Booster Club really realizes how much he does with the program. Now, I've already told Coach Kinsler that he better make sure that he takes care of you. But anyway, Marty, thank you for all of that. Mike Davis, Mike's already stood. Again, Randy Toms, I haven't seen him tonight, but they do our radio and support us in so many ways. Randy does a lot of retreats with our coaches and all, and we just appreciate him so much. Jimmy Walker, Jimmy's not here. I'm going to get on to him a little bit, but Jimmy is, you know, in all the years, we never have to worry about a chain crew. That's a simple little thing or elementary thing that's so important. I really appreciate those guys taking care of us. Rick Rag, I know Rick Rag's here. I saw him earlier. Ricky Simmons, everybody. Rick Rag's run the ball in and out for many years, and Mr. Alford, I've told this story a bunch of times. I'm going to tell it one more time. I get a few opportunities to do that. But we were playing in Columbus at Memorial Stadium. I don't know who we were playing at the time, but after the game, it was a hot night. Rick Rag could run the ball in and out a bunch of times, and I was in the dressing room and came out and saw a commotion going on, an ambulance down there, and a lot of stuff going on, and went out there, and Rick Rag was laying out on the ground, and EMTs were around him, trying to, you know, going over all this stuff, and about the time, right before I got there, Mr. Arthur walked up and said, "Rick Rag, you better get up, my boy." He walked up, he was ready to run that ball in some more. I think Tom Walker, some of them scared him to death. We went somewhere close to Augusta and played, and and told them that the Ku Klux Klan or something was down there in the woods, down in the woods, so he was really scared about that. But Rick Rag has done a lot for us, and we really, I know Coach Estes appreciates him too, but just appreciate all that he's done for us. Bonnie Hitchcock, our trainer, I'm going to say a little bit more about Bonnie, but Bonnie, I know you parents and the players really appreciate that. I saw our doctors here. I hope they didn't even leave, but Dr. Malone, Dr. Kimbrough, y'all stand up, please. These guys, you know, you watch Auburn and Georgia Tech play, and you see the orthopedic specialists on the sideline. We got ours on the sideline too, and I'm just very thankful that truthfully, we can, if we have something to come up, we can just call these guys and say, what do you think? Can you get them in? And they're going to take care of our guys, and I really, really appreciate it through the years. I really appreciate their friendship and all too. The police, I talked to them today, and all they've got classes and all, wasn't able to be here, but in the sheriff's department, I'm going to tell you, I've coached here, and Danny was here, and Coach Dyson, you've been here long through the years, but we have, in 24 years, that we've never gone out of town that Sheriff Talton didn't send a sheriff's car with us. The police car goes with us most of the time too, but sometimes they'll go with the van or, something like that. But our security, our police department, sheriff's department is second to none, I promise you. I really appreciate those guys so much, Brett Evans, and all of them just do such a great job for us. I really, really can't say enough for those guys. I see Tom Sims right here, city councilman. Really appreciate you being here and all the support you give us too, Tom. Thank you for being here. Central office people, I know that they've already been mentioned, but David Carpenter and David, I mentioned this a year or so ago, but Danny, you remember some of you guys that players, and I know Barbara and Ted, and some of you, Ray, that we'd come to the banquet, and while we were being served and all that kind of stuff, Mr. Carpenter was right over in that corner, right over there. Remember Ed? Right over there, Mr. Carpenter, you remember too. Mr. Carpenter had his piano. He'd play that piano for us, and, while we were playing at our banquet. I never forget that. And he taught me, I played checkers all my life, but he really taught me how to play checkers. And I can go back to some of those people that used to beat me all the time. He showed me a few little moves how to keep some things at home and all that. But Miss Carpenter Dodd's one of my very true friends, and she's a great friend on Northside too. And all that, just love them to death. Thank you guys. Then you got a trophy named after you, Dave. You probably never get one named after you. That's just the way it is. Hey, listen, we might could do a little negotiation now. Negotiate a little bit. But anyway, Dr. Hines claimed the favor around here, so he won 2 state championships. This year, 2 years, won 2 state championships. That's a pretty good record. Undefeated. Not only 2 state champions, but undefeated. So that's pretty good too. Mr. Scott, we really appreciate him coming in and giving a little bit of class, a little bit of sophistication to the office of principal, and just really got us back on line. One thing you can depend on with Mr. Scott, we have 2 lunches now, and we have a little break between those 2 lunches. And one thing you can be sure of, that between those 2 lunches, he's down here, eating. That's what he eats. He might not make it all the time for supervision, but he makes it pretty good to leave that. I know I'm down here eating too. But anyway, it does a great job for us. 2 guys standing back there, Dr. Greg Peavy, and Greg has done a great job for us for game management. I don't have to worry about much at all anymore, at all. But Greg, if we just take care of that back gate a little bit, but Greg does a great job for us. And David McDermott, David is a really good assistant principal, does a good job for us. I thought I saw Miss Isom here earlier. I don't know if she's here. Dr. Stevens, I saw him here too. I don't think I saw Miss Peterman. So she's sick today, but I almost was sick today too. But anyway, those guys really do a great job for us. Our faculty, we've got the second to none faculty. I'm very thankful for their support and cooperation. Jennifer Dollar, the best bookkeeper. I know Miss Kinsall was the best during her time. Jennifer's right up there with her, and I'm really thankful for her. Sherry Rogers, Miss Willie, all the office staff does a great job for us, and I really appreciate them. These young ladies right over here, I'm going to try to introduce them. Lori Kinsler, if you'd stand. Lori, come on. If you'd stand, just stand up there. Monica Smith, Angie Crawford. Angie, she's standing back there with Cole. Margaret Carr, Coach Carr, I'll say a little bit more about him, but he's not here. Kim Stewart, Jennifer, I haven't seen Jennifer Gerald, she's not here, I don't think. Karen Estee's not here. Lorraine, if you stand up, you know you got your arms full there. Margie Price, I don't think Margie's not here, she's sick tonight too, I believe. And certainly the head coach is, what is it now? What did you put in? Head wife, right? Head wife. Betsy Nix, the head wife. Stand up, the head wife. All right. Let's get all these ladies to say thank you. Thank you, wife. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. These coaches here will not be on the phone tonight. Greg Street, Coach Street, where he's still eating. Coach Street. All right, good. Chris Gerald, Coach Gerald, right there. Coach Price, right here. These guys do a good job for us with a ninth grade program and all, just with all that, anything else. I want to congratulate our coaches. We've done that a lot of times during the year, but what an awesome job they did here this year. I know our players appreciate it. I hope your parents appreciate it also. Your parents, thank you for the support. I hope that you've really enjoyed your seniors. I hope that you've really enjoyed your careers of your son. It's going to be a little sad occasion for you in a couple of months, but hopefully you'll look back with fond memories on their high school years. You Booster Club people, all of the ones that come on Monday night, wasn't it a great year? Great year. I missed that. I know that's one of the things, but I really enjoyed that, and I know y'all enjoyed it too. To fill this cafeteria up every Monday night and watch those videos and talk a little bit about football and all. But tonight it's going to be a lot of introductions, a lot of guys to be introduced and recognized. And if you would, please, I know the parents will, but you young guys and all, please give these guys their proper due and respect and all, their time to be introduced and recognized at that time and all. And at this time, we got, get my program out here. All right, at this time, we're going to recognize the Tim Taylor Christian Athlete Award. Tim Taylor was a young man here. His father was a pastor at Green Acres Baptist Church. He was my pastor when we were here in the 70s and all, and just a outstanding young man. He died of cancer at an early age in his early 20s. He followed Northside football everywhere, and outstanding young Christian. And we present the Christian Athlete Award in his memory every year. But this year, several guys have got this, of course, but a guy that I know is, all your parents are proud of your sons. I realize that, and I know that, but I know that your parents, these parents are really proud of him. Our fellowship FCA Player of the Year this year is Aaron Jones. Aaron. Chad, our video guy, our camera guy hasn't got here yet, so hopefully we're going to be able to get those pictures right through there. Monty, you going to take some pictures too? Right there. Okay, at this time, Mr. Arthur, Matt Arthur Leadership Award. Mr. Arthur, if you'd stand right there, and the two leadership awards that we've got, these named after truly great leaders, not only great leaders here at Northside High School, but in our community. Mr. Arthur was a superintendent of education here, and certainly proud of him. But the offensive leader of the year was Donnie Worden. Donnie's, they got a front row seat. She was one of the first, his mom's one of the first ones here tonight. Okay, the Ed Dyson Leadership Award, Coach Dyson. Coach Dyson When I first came to Northside in '73, believe it or not, he moves around real slow, but he used to be a coach. Did a really great job at that, and probably, truthfully, that's what he probably should have stayed in. You probably, no, Coach, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And did a great job for us, and certainly did a great job leadership role as principal at Northside and for many, many years. And our defensive award is named after him, and certainly I think this is no big surprise, Brandon Brown. He got into a cookie cutter or something, and we got started all over. Ryan Davis has a special award now that he's going to present.
I'm good.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Scott and administration, and of course Coach Dix and all the coaches for allowing WNG to broadcast the games and do what we've done over the years. We've had a great time. But the award we give out every year is an award, the WNG Mike Martin Award. It's named after Mike Martin. It's about a guy that gets out and works hard every day, a blue-collar guy, or a lunch pail guy, a guy that comes to work every day. And the guy that we picked this year, to me, he was the epitome of this football team this year. He showed as much heart over the last 4 years as any kid I've ever seen, and he fought his way up from a guy that really in his own heart I don't think thought would ever play. He turned out to be a pretty good football player. Number 56, Ian Cunningham.
Okay, at this time, Coach Smith is going to come and present some scholastic awards, and while he's coming up, the senior award is named in honor of Pat Summers. And Chuck, if you'd come on up, please. And Pat, everybody remembers Pat. She's a counselor here at Northside for years. She's on the Board of Education. Just a super person, super Northside person. Both his sons went to Northside, and daughters too, right? But at this time, Coach Smith will come and present our scholar athlete.
We give a scholar athlete for each grade level. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 9th graders have already had their banquet. But I just want to, Northside is obviously a big football school, but we take a lot of pride in our academics. And Coach Dix put me in charge of academics just a few years ago, and the biggest problem we had was from fall semester to spring semester. We'd have anywhere from 15 to 20 kids not be eligible spring semester. And this past year, we had roughly 140 kids in our program, and we got 5 guys that didn't make it this time. 5, and that's come down tremendously. Obviously, we want 100%, and that's our goal. But we push hard in our academics, and we're going to get these guys, those 5 guys that didn't make it, we're going to get them in credit recovery next semester. We're going to get them called up. So, but we just take a lot of pride in that, and I'm going to start off with the 10th grade award. Our 10th grade award goes to a young man who has a 4.0 GPA. That's a 93 average, and it goes to Jack Montgomery. Junior Award also goes to a young man who has a 4.0 GPA. His name's Brian Layfield. And our senior, and I think this young man's gotten this award on quite a numerous occasion. His grade point average went quite a 4.0, it's a 3.8. But this award goes to Ian Cunningham.
Okay, he's in there. He's in there. He's good. You can stay where you are. I'm good.
So I stand over here with you?
No. Okay.
Because my butt's
Okay, now, focus, and we'll introduce some defense, junior varsity defensive guys, Coach Smith will do that.
Well, I'm proud to stand up here again on another undefeated year for our JV. I know it's been 3 or 4 years in a row. I think it's a lot longer than that, but this JV bunch, they were city champs again. They were county champs again, and they do an extremely good job of helping getting our varsity guys ready to play on Friday night. And some of them, on numerous occasions, and even a couple of guys that's just going to get recognized here in just a minute, played a lot of JV early and ended up playing a lot on Friday night toward the end of the year. So our JV awards are for the defensive side. I'll start out with our most outstanding JV defensive back. This young man ended up playing a lot on Friday nights too, but this year award goes to Corey Lockett. Our next award goes to our linebacker, most outstanding JV linebacker. And again, this could have went to numerous players, but this young man is the one we felt like was sort of our leader out on the field, did an outstanding job. He also, toward the end of the year, was moved over to play a little tight end for us late in the year and did an outstanding job for that. But our most outstanding JV linebacker goes to C.J. Haslett. And our last JV defense award, this award is our most outstanding JV defensive lineman. There again, it went to several different guys, but this young man right here is a lunch pail guy. Mr. Davis was talking about earlier. He comes to work every day. He's a blue collar guy, and when he's on that scout team, if you're not going full tilt, you're going to be in trouble. And he's won scout team honors 2 or 3 times this year. He's going to be a senior next year, and he's going to have a big role on this football team next year. But this award goes to Brandon Waters.
At this time, Coach Thorpe's going to come and present the JV offense.
first award goes to the most outstanding JV offensive lineman. It goes to a young man that stepped up really big for us. He wound up playing JV early in the year. He wound up starting about 4 or 5 games in the playoffs for us at right tackle. He's a big individual, and we expect big things from DJ Williams. This award goes to the most outstanding JV quarterback / receiver. Those groups go together. It goes to a hard working individual. Again, another lunch pail guy, comes to practice every day, works very, very hard, and he's be where he's supposed to be. And I expect big things from him next year. Miguel Williams. The most outstanding JV running back goes to a guy. All the guys, I guess, know they smacking their lips over there, but this young man's a really, really hard runner, a really, really good kid. And next year, you're going to see a lot of this young man out there for us, Martin Pope.
Going to be excited next year to see Marte and Shaq and all out there at the same time, so it's going to be very, very interesting and exciting to see. All right, at this time, Coach Smith will come back up and present our special teams trophies.
At this time, I want to recognize our 2 kickers and give out a couple of awards for our special teams. Dylan Mixon, sophomore, be a junior with us next year, will take over and do our kickoffs and extra points and hopefully punt to Dylan. If you come on up and get your certificate, please. Probably the biggest kick of Dylan's life this year was the big 3-point, come on Dylan, big 3-point field goal kick against Lowndes, big Lowndes when Devin got hurt. Good job. And the other kicker is no surprise. He's kicked many big field goals here at Northside, and probably one of the biggest field goals that I remember, and we got a lot of Devon stories, but this is one story I'm going to tell. I may have told it before. We was had to make the big comeback against Tucker up in the Dome, and it's call timeout or something. We're standing over there, and Coach Lasher and the other coaches just real, we're walking around pacing, and they looked at me, and I was just sitting there smiling. They asked me, well, he's going to make it, guys. We're going to be playing in the state championship next week. And sure enough, he stepped up and hit it. And he's not only stepped up and hit that one, he's hit several big field goals this year as throughout his career here at Northside. And it's great to recognize him tonight, Devin Pike. Devin, just hang on there. Our first special team awards goes to Devin Pike, and just as I just said, he's done an outstanding job here at Northside. He has kicked many big field goals. He showed a lot of heart and character this year. He broke his arm. Dr. Kimbrough got him in, got him patched up, and he missed one game. Came back, showed a lot of courage, kicking with a cast on his arm. Then he got it off, and he was able to take back over all of our kicking duties. And he's done an outstanding job. He's going to be greatly missed. And I want to present this award to him, Special Teams Award to Devin Piper. And the other award we give, we started doing this last year, because when you got a good kicker, you're going to be pretty good at special teams, and Devin's blessed us with that over the years. But we started, we always grade all of our guys on special teams. We tally up all their plays, all their tackles, all their missed tackles, all their big hits, all that kind of stuff. And this young man had a big role on the team as far as offense. Also played a lot of special teams. And, some of you younger players probably don't realize how much you can get on the field just by being on special teams. This young man was on 4 different special teams this year. He averaged anywhere from 13 to 20 plays a game just on special teams. Defensively, a good game for us defensively would be like 45 plays. And, that's, half of that. So I say that for you young guys next year, find a way to get on the field. Some of your older guys that may not present yourself in a starting role can also have a big role in special teams. But he played 196 plays this year on special teams. He had an average grade of 80%. This award goes to Travis Boyd.
This is one of the reasons I'm retiring. Get a little bit ahead of myself. I was going to say a few remarks before Coach Smith came up and started presenting those things. I intended to do it after the Scholastic Awards, Academic Awards, but just talk a little bit about this group of guys in general. All the success, all the wins just don't happen. Like we talked about all the things earlier. This is the first time I've ever done this, but like I said, I'm going to bring all those trophies in here that these seniors have been part of winning. 3 city championship trophies, 3 region championships, 1 second place region championship, 2 state championships, 1 runner-up state championship. Pretty remarkable. Pretty remarkable. We probably said about this, and I'm sorry that Jerry's not here tonight, because Jerry's our football sort of professor, or guru, the guy that sort of keeps us straight and everything. But most people have said that we overachieved this year. We weren't supposed to do this year. I mean, we graduated all them guys. We didn't have but 3 starters back on offense, 2 offensive linemen and a wide receiver. We weren't supposed to be region champions. We weren't supposed to be state or runner-up to the state, We've done that before, though, haven't we? 2006. 2005, we played for the state championship and lost all those guys. 2006 was not supposed to be very good. Dr. Hines comes in. We go 15-0. Last year, 2008, we lost Arquette. All of those guys weren't supposed to be really good. We wind up 10-2, move up in region, then 5A, region 1 5A. Can they compete? I know that internet stuff, people tell me all the time, that they're not going to be able to compete in 5A, in that classification, in that region, no. Well, we did. We went out of Lance and they beat us. We finished second in the region that year, you know. But, you know, come back this year, like we said, but winning just don't happen either, guys. Winning just don't happen. It takes a lot of I wills. It takes a lot of I wills. I will work hard today. I will practice hard today. I will play hard today. I will win. I will. There's a lot of I wills in there. You know, a lot of I wills. Seniors, you had to play the maximum number of games that you could possibly play. You know, 4 state championships. You guys only played for 3 state championships. But if y'all played for 4 state championships, y'all would play the maximum of 60 games. You guys played 57 football games. 57 football games. As I've already said, won 3 city championships. Coach Kendall, we'll take 3 out of 4. Okay, we'll take 3 out of 4. Won 3 region champions, finished second. You know, probably the biggest accomplishment that we did, you did, probably the biggest accomplishment you did was continue that streak of 10 win seasons at least. It's 12 now. 12, that we've won at least 10 games. Great accomplishment, guys, great accomplishments. Really, really proud of that. I told our guys, I've told this several times that, you know, we're not, I'm not retiring. These guys are not leaving a pot of gold. They're not leaving a pot of gold. I'm not leaving a pot of gold. You know, where you can just walk by and pick up gold or pick up money, go spend it. When you spend out, come back to the pot, get you some more and all that. But I really believe that we're leaving a gold mine. You work that gold mine. You got to work. There's gold in there, but you got to work it every day to get something out of it. I really believe that that's happening. You young guys have a challenge in front of you. I hope you guys will agree, though, that probably one of the most important things that we did was our Thursday afternoon devotions. Coach Dyson, I owe you a great deal of appreciation for lining those up, getting us great speakers, guys, men of God that come in here and share the word with our players. That was one of the most beneficial things that we did. I really believe that. We had a lot of great speakers, but you guys will probably remember always that going to Georgia Tech and playing the state championship game, and you're going to probably forget his name. If I asked you his name right now, you probably half of you couldn't. Yeah, but in 20 years from now, you might not can remember his name. You're going to say, that black guy that spoke to us at Georgia Tech. You know, you're not going to remember exactly what he said, but you're going to remember the way he said it and the way, the passion he said it. You know, some great Thursday afternoon devotions and all, and just can't say enough about that. Judy's already said it one time, but I want you guys to help me now as we get ready to introduce the rest of these football players. Can you help me say, it's great to be a Northside Eagle? All right. Who's next? Hell. All right, Bonnie's next. Bonnie's going to introduce all of our auxiliary personnel tonight. She's got quite a list to introduce and recognize.
Thank you. I need all the video crew, the sideline crew, and my student trainers to come up here.
Water boys, all of you guys.
Sarah,
Water boys.
Who all we got here? Yeah, Coach Nick's gave me a bigger list to introduce this year since I only had 1 student trainer this year. We started out with 2, and I guess we worked a little too hard. So first, I'd like to thank, of course, all the parents, because your children are my children, and that's exactly how I feel about them. So I told Coach Nick he couldn't say anything tonight that would get me emotional, make me cry, but he's kind of already done that. You have great children, and they're great people, and I enjoy being with them every single day. Some days they get on my last nerve, and I'm like, get out of the training, just leave me alone. But it's because I love them. And I think all of them, I've got onto them about their grades at least once or twice. I'm sure Gus might be able to tell, and Devin, yeah. So, but I appreciate them, and thank you for allowing me to call them my children. Mr. Scott, the administration, I've said it before, I've been in a lot of schools, but there's just something different about Northside High School, and I'm so blessed to be a part of it. It's, God sent me where I needed to be when I needed to be, and Coach Nick's here. He's an old softy, but he's probably one of the best people I could ever work with. And the coaches, you know, we're going to miss Coach Nick's, but it's going to be great. Coach Kinsler's just going to step right in, and the transition is just going to be smooth. So I'm fortunate to be where I am and have the coaches that I have, the administration that I have, the parents, the boosters, and the kids. So I'll get on with everything now. Let's see, what do I have to do? I have to thank my doctors, and Coach Nick's touched on it before. Dr. Scott Malone, Dr. Todd Kendry, Dr. Bill Wiley, all down there. It's been quite a year. You know, Shaq at the end of the year with a broken finger, Dr. Malone and Dr. Wiley got him on the field when I thought he wasn't going to be able to get on the field. So y'all might want to give them a pat on the back. Dr. Kendry, when Devin broke his arm, he got him fixed up and got that big cast on him, and I think the cast was bigger than Devin, and we had to pad it up every game. But if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have had quite a few key people, and they make my job just so much easier because, like Coach Nick said, I can pick the phone up and say, hey, this is what I've got. Can you see him today? And they will invariably always say, yes, sure, bring him in. And like I said, the resource I have with them is absolutely second to none. So I wanted to thank y'all for being there for me. So who else? I know I'm leaving out somebody, and I apologize for that. But we're going to start out. We had some water boys and a water young lady this year, and they were quite the joy to have around. They made my job easier because, you know, they've been here, they've done it before, so they knew when timeout came, they were running out on the field. Caleb Nick's here. He had a little extra duty. He ran out and got our tee off after kickoffs, and he was the one that was running the water bottles to all the officials. So if they gave us a good call, it's because Caleb buttered them up there. I'll start out, and I'll just, Caleb Nicks. Come on up, Caleb. Another one is Colin Peavy. Is Colin here? Oh, there's Colin. Oh, his hair's all long. My two veterans that I had, Bo Nix, and it was great to have them. They made it easy for all of us. And Sarah Van Smith. They were a pleasure to have, and they were invaluable. So I'm going to go with, okay, then we got Clay. We've got some other managers that were there for practice every day that got the water, and bless their hearts, it's probably the most unglamorous job, filling up the water cows and driving around and picking up fields. We also had some video guys that, you know, because Coach Nix and them, they video practice, they break it down, that big tower out there, bless their hearts, they were up there when the wind was blowing and the shower was shaking a little bit, and they just up there like they're standing on the ground. Just having a good old time. But Clay Blackwell, he's one of our video guys, and he, in lightning days, he was like, can we get back up there now? So he was always asking, can they get back up there? And on rain days, when I wouldn't let them back up in the tower because lightning was nearby, they would be down on the end trying to get the best angles so they could video practice. And invariably, they were doing a great job. And now, like I said, my student trainer, I'm going to probably get a little teary-eyed about this, but luckily she's just a junior, so I've got her another year. But I've had her since she was in 8th grade. She came over her 8th grade year. Bless her heart, she's put up with me since then, and she deals with my game day anxiety when I'm like, okay, I have to make sure I get this, I have to make sure I get this, and we have to get the sign, and we have to do this. So she put up with my my stress level on football game days. And she's in with me 6th period or 7th period now, so she pretty much runs the training room. And spring is Nina. Come on, guys. We kind of had a rough year, starting out with three of us, but we ended the season with 2 of us, and it put a little bit more extra work on us, but she's a hard worker, she's an asset, and I'm going to be sad next year when she graduates, but she's a joy and a pleasure, and thank you, Sylvia and John, for making her stay with me. So, anyway, I think I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Now, at this time, Coach Kendall will come and present our defensive backs.
You couldn't tell that? You couldn't tell? You picked it
While
up.
the defensive backs are making their way up here, tonight as we start introducing the position players, each player is going to receive, that's not Sonny's carryout, but that in that bag, they're going to receive a T-shirt, they'll receive a video of the highlights from the season, and they'll also, some of the starters will receive a medal from the state championship runner-up, and also the seniors will be receiving their home and away jerseys to take with them. And that's what those bags are all about, and that's what each of them are getting. And their I will tag that goes on their locker. As I introduce you, DBs, we'll come through and we'll get our certificate and line up on the other side. I'm a little trying to follow Coach Nix. I thought I was listening to Larry the Cable Guy over there for just a minute. And I'm not real sure yet what he was trying to say about you, though. Starting off, our 9th grader will start off with Rashad Williams, 9th grader. These young men came out with us after the season was over. Sam Mays, 9th grader. Next, our sophomores. DeVinci Sanders played corner for us. Tay Gooden, number 41, played corner and strong safety also. Taz Thomas, number 48, played free safety and some strong safety. Stay right here. Number 49, Corey Lockett. I just want to say a little bit about these 2 young men here. Both of them just sophomores, obviously, like I said, but they didn't play very much at all in the first part of the year. In fact, the first taste of starting they got as players at Northside was a Lowndes County game against the number 1 team in the state. And I came in on Monday and I told them what they were going to be doing, and I don't think they actually believed they were going to be on the field until we kicked off Friday night. But they started and played great, one of our great victories this year. But great job by these 2 sophomores. Quentin played corner for us from 46. Bob Durham played free safety for us. High energy Bob Durham. That's like smiling because he can't do anything else. He always smiles. John Stern, number 20. 25, played strong safety for us. Josh did a good job for us all year long. Joe Stern, number 24. Joe played corner for us, played a lot of special teams for us, started several games, had a really good year for us, Joe Stern. Now for the seniors. This group of young men right here, just a special group. A lot of character in this group, a lot of leadership in this group. Some of the leadership was vocal, a lot of it was just get me out on the field and let me do my job. Everybody knows number 12, Bryson Williams, and the kind of year that he had. Everybody knows the kind of year he had. A lot of people, knew about Bryson as we got ready to start this year. So when they game planned to try and run away from number 12. But that was good for these other guys because when they ran away from 12, there was 27. When they tried to run away from 27, there was 28. And when they tried to run away from them, there was number 7. All of them did an outstanding job. Anderson. He played corner for us, also played a lot of special teams for us, and played a little running back. Next is Rashad Wright, number 27. Played corner for us. Rashad is one of those young men that he worked hard to get to the success that he had this year. He was definitely an overachiever and made a lot of big plays for us this year. Next, Brandon Brown. Brandon's number 7, played free safety for us. Brandon is one of the most intense young men I've ever coached. Great leadership. Just every coach's dream for a player. Every coach's dream. Best thing about Brandon is sometimes Brandon would get confused, and I know he wouldn't understand what I was telling him, and I'd be telling him a little bit different. We're going to do this, do that, and Brandon had no idea what I was talking about. But he'd always say, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got it. But he always gave you 110%, and he's going to have a great future after he leaves Northside. Last but not least, number 12, Bryson Wick. Bryson, of course, everybody knows a lot of the things that he's done this year. I thought this year was definitely, obviously, his finest year. Some of the things that he was able to accomplish and grow up a little bit and do is just, I'm real proud of the things that he's done this year. I know that he's going to go on to South Carolina and do great things there. The awards that we're giving out now, the position awards, all these awards were voted on by the players themselves. They were given ballots and they were told, in their best estimation, because they're out there in practice every day with them, and they see them out on the field on Friday nights, and they make the determination among themselves, and they vote for these awards. And with this group of young men, it's one of the most pleasurable groups I've ever coached in the secondary. I know it was a difficult decision, but this year's most valuable defensive back goes to Bryson Williams. And that is our 2009 defensive backs.
We would ask Coach Kinsler to come back up because we have a couple gifts from Portland from the players. We want to start off by thank you, Coach, for the time and all the long hours you put in with us during the summer, all through our high school career. We just want to thank you so much for that, and we appreciate you.
I also want to call Coach Pop up because we have a couple gifts from him too. And I just want to say, I want to thank all the coaches and the coaching staff giving me everything they got, teaching me everything I know, and making me become a good student on and off the field. Thank you for that.
I want to thank all the coaches for putting their hours and helping me do what I gotta do. I ain't never did it before. BB's got Coach Nick's a diary with his name on it. If you want to,
Isaiah 40:31.
try.
Read it.
That's what I want to talk kind of shot.
Hey, this is pretty neat. It's got my name on it and all. Pretty neat, guys. Won't have to start writing. Since they wasn't reading what they had printed, I don't know if they did it or not. So Bonnie probably did it for them. In grateful appreciation of your dedication and hard work, your inspiration will be with me in all my future endeavors. You will truly be missed. Oh, this is from Bryce. I thought it was from the defense of that. Good. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you. Okay, now, Coach Smith will come up and present the Chris Johnson Defensive Line Award. I think all of us, remember Chris and certainly want to continue his memory. Outstanding young man and one that's we've certainly missed. Coach Smith.
I know y'all are probably tired of seeing me tonight, but this is my last time. And the more times you appear up here does not mean you make the most money. As I asked the defensive line to come up, I want you to come up on the freshmen up front, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, please. I just want to take this time real quick. We have a special young lady here tonight that has spoiled us a long time ago when her son played football for us. But not every Friday, but almost every Friday, Miss Gray will stand up in the back. She cooked our whole football team cookies and took care of us coaches, and we just want to let her know how much we appreciate her. I just want to take just a minute to talk about the defensive line. We had some big shoes to fill from last year. We had some guys that returned that had played some last year, but we didn't have any Avery Jones. Those kind of guys, and people talking about, well, what are we going to do? And one of the things we did all season was we worked hard, and we worked hard. I always tell my guys, that group left, now it's your time to step in, and around here at Northside, we have high expectation, and there's no time to rebuild, quote unquote. Ready to get those guys in there and win, and these guys took that to heart, and we've been very blessed with a group of young men that's worked very hard. Coach Nix gives us a little time on Friday afternoons, and right after school, right after the pep rally, gives us about 30 minutes with our guys, and there's a lot of things that goes on in that room in that 30 minutes that a lot of you probably don't know about. You know, we don't just talk about football, we do talk about football, we go over a few things that, you know, refreshers for the game that night, but we talk about life, we try to build character, and, you know, I always tell them that if you don't take but one thing out of here each time, this past year, that would be 15 things toward building your character, and you're going to be way ahead of a lot of people. And but I take that time that Coach Nix gives us, and it means a lot to me. It's sort of my family over there. And, you know, we talk about a lot of different things, and there's a lot of guys that's standing over here, and there's a lot of guys that's gone on before that's come out of that room a better person. You know, and that's something that Coach Nix, he says it, and then they got to come in there, and then they got to listen to me say it for 30 minutes. So sooner or later, it's going to get in there, and but I just want to thank him for that time, and just want my guys to know how much that time means to me. You know, these guys have a lot of commitment. It's not easy being a football player at Northside. When we finish the state championship game, that doesn't mean we won't do anything with football when we get ready to play until we get ready to play our first game next year. You know, it started right when we came back from school. And it takes a lot of commitment and a lot of hard work to be a football player here at Northside. A lot of sacrifice. You know, there's a lot of things going on in today's world, and kids, you know, it's a lot easier to go get a little job, a lot easier to go hang out with your buddy and all that kind of stuff. And these guys, they sacrifice their time. And, you know, we had 15 workouts we had to make this summer. And out of those 15 workouts, we didn't have, they could miss 3 workouts. And I don't think we had any of these guys miss more than 3. And we had a lot of guys that were there for all 15 of them. And so far this semester in the weight room, you know, about every day we call a roll when we hand out our workout sheets, and it seems like every day all of our sheets get handed out.
These guys work hard every day. I promise you, they start the day off going hard and finish the day going hard. And, you know, they're the bell cows, I call them. You know, they're going to lead the team. They're going to be the bell cows. First guy is Camille Dean, number 69. Next young man is going to be a great leader, a great football player. Drew Fowler plays center. Next young man is Jamal Smith. Jamal, I expect great things out of Jamal, plays left tackle. Next young man is DJ Williams. DJ, like I said about DJ came in and started the last 4 games for us. It's just not starting in the regular season game. He started in the playoff game against the best people we had to play. Is going to be a great football player. Deontay Smith is a junior. Brandon Barringer. Kevin Fisher. Brian Layfield. These next guys, it's kind of tough. You know, as your football team goes, you got to have seniors. And as you'll see, I have 7 seniors. That means these guys have stuck through it, have done a great job. You can't do football without people. And these guys, a lot of these do scout teams. And like Coach Smith says, you know, you can't do football practice without having scout football players. They got to give you as good as pitch as possible. This young man hurt his knee in the spring last year and came back and ended up doing a great job. Nate Carrico. This next young man, Theron Fred, played center and guard. Anytime we needed him, Theron was there. This next young man started for me, this talking about like Ian and hard work. These next three young men right here worked hard for 3 years and finally got the opportunity. You know, I'm always preaching to them about just hang in there, keep working hard. You know, it's just like a job and get promoted. You know, if you work at it long enough, good things will happen to you. This young man played right guard for us, Gus Del Rio. This next young man started at right tackle and Chip got a little hurt, then he moved to left tackle. Hopefully he's going to keep on playing. George Southern was here today, and I think he's going to give him a foot. I know he is. Brandon Stevens. This next young man, I promise you, as a ninth grader, talking about coming a long ways. Chip started off, didn't really know about football, didn't really know if he wanted to play, and hung with it, stayed after it. And I just told him today I'd give anything if he had one more year. Done a great job for him, Mr. Chip Hope. This next young man, these next two were the only two guys we had back starting for us year before, and they're great leaders. You know, they're true bell cows. They're always leading. They do everything that you could ask for them. I'm greatly miss them. But they're going to do fine on them in life. Sam Chuney. This next young man started for me. He was all region last year. The first game of the season, you know, ranked a little bit against Peach County. And everybody was saying, oh, what happened with the fumbles and all that? I said, well, you know, things happen. I see people make millions every day playing pro football, fumble ball. You know, and kids are kids. And I knew one thing about it. Of all the years I've coached, it's probably the toughest year I've ever coached. Fine young man, was all region last year, was all region this year, all state this year, Mr. Donnie Worden. The guys vote on the trophy right here, and these two guys did a great job. Coach Carver, come on up here. These guys, I'll give you a time because I know you know. Y'all don't know about Coach Carver. He used to, when we play softball out here, he would turn it when he could get the ball out and get somebody else to run around the bases for him. Because of his old leg. Great football player, great coach, and great man, Coach Carver. Anyway, these two young men were voted on. It was a tie, and the offensive line trophy goes to Sam Chuney. And the next young man goes to Donnie Worden.
Turn me.
That's the 2009 offensive line. Thank you.
All right, hey, how y'all doing? I want to go ahead and start by thanking all the ninth grade coaches, especially Coach Gerald. He tried to prepare us for where we're going to set us into with Coach Stewart. I'll tell y'all a story about the first day I came up to ninth grade practice. We were at the shoot. That's a little thing that we have to go under to keep ourselves low. And I look over to my right. I look over to my right and I see Coach Stewart just chucking somebody out. I was like, are you really about to deal with that? So he did a good job preparing us for that, but the real thing was like, let's see. Like I thought it was so mean at first, right? But like one day, like Bob he took us to his house for a cookout type thing. We did not know to expect. I can say on my behalf that I was scared. You was scared? Well, I didn't know how to understand. With my foot, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but playing for Coach Stewart has been a great honor for all of us. You know, all our behalf. Is in my district. All right, I realize you keep on talking about a bell cow because
Yeah, let's talk about leadership. So I got Yes, sir. Coach Jim, let's get about you, Coach. Come on over. All right, Coach Jim, let's give us a funny gift because over the summertime, we have one of our players named Kobe. So he used to always say, Kobe cheese. We was like, what is Kobe cheese? He was like, Kobe cheese, man, it's the best cheese in the world. So we were like, we never heard of that. So then he started telling us where we can go get it at. So I'm like, that would be the perfect gift for him. So we got Coach Jerry and some Kobe cheese.
That's pretty good, Brad. That's pretty good. But Coach, it was an honor to play for you, and Coach Darrell had the tackles out all the time, and it was just it was an honor. And I know you coached a lot of great football players before, and just get to learn from you, and I'm not to feel just honored. But I got you a couple presents too. For Coach Stewart, I got you a Florida State hat. And Coach Jim, Georgia hat. But Coach, you know I had to do this to you though, so I went ahead and got you an Alabama national championship.
All right, Coach Stewart. Me, Gus, and Nate, history together, got you this nice much. We wrote you a little thank you letter. Now, when I first met you, I would have never said none of this stuff. The first time I met Coach Stewart, it wasn't a hello and then. He was yelling me and I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. Dear Coach Stewart, thank you for everything you ever done for us. Without you, who knows where we would be. You turned us into men that are not ready to take on the world. You told us that life isn't easy and that we have to work to be successful. And with that, we will be ready for whatever life throws at us. And with that, I say thank you.
Before I get to Coach Stewart's gift, I'm going to go to Ms. Lonnie, because, coming up here, before I played, my brother played up here, I always going in the training room, watching what she was doing, so I went ahead and got Ms. Lonnie a card, a little Bath and Body gift card in there. Come on, Ms. Lonnie. And before I give Coach Stewart his gift, I just want to thank Coach Stewart for making me the man and the player I am today. I just feel blessed for playing under him and Coach Nix and just having the Christian leadership that all our coaches gave us. And, just every day I would be like, why is he pushing me so? Why is he pushing me so hard? But, now I know that he was just trying to get me to be the best I can be. And I thank you and all the coaches for that. But for Coach Stewart, I know golf season is coming up soon. Got on some good tailor-made golf balls in here. Me and him are going to be on the golf course. So, for you, Coach Stewart.
That's the last 4 years I've been under the direction of these two men right here, and like father figures to us. Without them, I don't know where we'd be. But I put in the North-South All-Star game this year, and Coach Stewart couldn't make it over there, so I got him a t-shirt for him. And the game thing. But I just want to say thank you to all the coaching staff and Coach Stewart for everything he's done for us.
While those guys are getting seated, I don't know if y'all have seen the movie Blindside, but if you haven't seen that movie, you need to go see it. But I tell DJ all the time, I'm adopting him. As soon as we get a bad deal about it, y'all, we'll take care of it. But I told him though that I'm gonna be a little bit tougher. I got a belt and all that kind of stuff I'm gonna use over that. Outstanding young man right there. Okay, Coach Estes will come and present the offensive backs.
Give me all the running backs and the tight ends, if you would, come on up. Running backs and tight ends. If you would, go ahead and line up freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
She walking right in front of the thing.
I guess while we're in transition, where's Chip at? Chip, the role that Coach Nixon's been on pretty good this evening. What would have been even better if you would have gave him that Alabama Crimson Tide national championship? But I want to just kind of go back on what Coach Crawford said to Coach Nix. 6 years ago, the school, or 7 years ago, the school that I was at was shut down, and I went to another school. And fortunately, at the time, Coach Carr, who's now the assistant principal at Crossroads, he had just came here, and I guess he had communicated with Coach Nix, and evidently he had an opening on the staff, and he had called me up and asked me to come down and talk to him. And it was such a late time in the year that I told him, I said, it's just such a great honor that you would even think of me, but I have to unfortunately turn you down. And I'll never forget what he said. He told me that, I can't promise you this chance again. I said, sir, I appreciate it. Again, it's an honor, but what I want to come back and tell you is it's amazing what God does. And because the very next year, he opened that door up again for me. And this time I accepted you, Coach, and I just want to tell you, we love you. We're going to miss you. But I guess the one thing with the running backs and the tight ends, we can say one word would be new. Myself coming from the receivers, going to the running backs was a new position for me. To kind of fall back on what Coach Smith and Coach Crawford said earlier, there wasn't no Taiwan Greens in this group. There was no more Xavier Bacons in this group. We had a lot of new faces that didn't know a lot about the playing experience. And I'm going to tell you, they stepped up to the plate and they did a tremendous job. Tremendous work ethic, and I'm very proud of each and every one of these young men for their work ethic that they put forth each and every day. And at this time, I'd like to go ahead and present the certificates. First of all, for a ninth grader that we brought up at the end of the year, who did a tremendous job for us on the ninth grade, broke his nose about halfway through the year, but did a good job. Freshman running back, number 23, Edward Mathis. Next young man is also a freshman, but he didn't see too much time. I think the only time he actually saw the freshman group was in the championship game against Warner Robins, which he did a pretty good job. But he dressed out all year long with the varsity and had a lot of big playing time as far as fullback and running back with the JV group. This is Mr. Dante Bryant, number 40. Next young man is also a sophomore. He plays fullback, hard-nosed kid, good work ethic. Number 30, Aaron Lewis. Another sophomore running back. This young man, it seems funny that, when we have inside drill, Coach Smith always calls for the running backs. And this guy was first, he was always volunteering himself to go over there and be in that inside drill. He wanted to get tough, and I tell you what, if you ever see him on a wrestling mat, you see toughness. This is number 47, Ladarius Day Richardson. All right, another sophomore running back. This one's number 43, Tevin Perkins, another hard running back.
Yet again, another sophomore running back. Number 36, D'Angela D-Rock Ridley. And I will say this about this young man, he's come a long way, and he's put forth a lot of effort, and he's made some positive strides for himself. All right, also new to the position of tight end, came from the linebacker, if I'm not mistaken, he won a linebacker award, but halfway through the year, Coach Nix decided to go ahead and make the switch and put him over at tight end, and have a lot of playing time for us on Friday nights. This is number 50, C.J. Haslam. No sophomore running back. This young man, and I guess for the most part, probably most of you know, the situation he had as far as coming from another school. He had to sit out this year. But I'm going to tell you, to his credit, each and every day, he didn't shy away from anything. And I'm going to tell you, you ought to see him in the weight room right now. He is working for 2010. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to see and hear his name off the lot. This is number 20, Marte Pope. This might be our slash of this position. He goes from running back to slot receiver to tight end to fullback to whatever else. In fact, I think I worked with him a little bit at the quarterback position as far as maybe a special little package. But the one thing I can say about this guy is a spark plug. And if it was like a dead day on the offensive side of the ball, he was about to stir something up. And he did a good job. But the one thing about this young man, Stephon Cross, is the fact that he can be as good as he wants to be. He really can. Number 26, Stephon Cross. Moving on to our junior class, tight end, number 84, Des Culpepper. Another junior tight end, number 44, Derek Goodman, who's working extremely hard in the weight room right now. Junior tight end, fullback right here. Not the most athletic, but I tell you what, it's going to be hard to outwork him. He does a good job on and off the field for us. Number 35, Alec Garcia. Tell you, this next young man, he's sharp, isn't he? He kept telling me, he said, remember when I wore my 9th grade year coaches? I'm going to beat that tonight. But I guess one word right here, workhorse. I tell you what, when a young man go out there in the middle of a game, break his arm, and keep toting the mail. Great effort for us each and every week. Over 200 some odd carries. Number 6, Shaquille O'Neal. I want these next two guys, you come on up here. First one's number 5, Travis Boyd, and next one's number 3, Renus Perry. Travis, and the reason why I brought these two guys is just, I thoroughly enjoyed working with these two young men. It was a joy. They didn't get their name in the paper a lot, but I tell you what, every day they were leading that group. Wherever that group had to go, they were leading, and they put forth an effort. And that's what a lot of these younger guys looked up and admired. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a joy to work with both of these young men. Travis, coming from the slot position, playing a lot of running back, especially the game that Shaquille got hurt, plugging right in there, and we didn't miss a beat. Renus Perry, it seemed like each week, maybe that shoulder was popping out again, but he would say, Coach, you're not gonna take me off the field. I'm gonna keep working, And again, it was a joy. Mr. Travis Boyd, Renus Perry. All right, for the 2009 offensive back, again, we combined the group of running back and tight end. I just throw out a couple stats at you. 234 attempts, close to 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry.
17 receptions for 152 yards. Our offensive back award winner goes to Mr. Shaquille O'Neal. This is our 2009 running backs and tight ends.
How y'all doing tonight? Brandon and I, we just like to thank Coach STs for pushing us throughout the summer, all throughout the football season, keep working us to come in, on and off the field. So we got him a thank you card and a little gift to show our appreciation.
Gentlemen, thank you card, and it reads, it means more than words can say. Thank you for everything you've done for us. You kept our heads up through all situations. We let us go. Time up over. We got them credit. Every day coach had like a big wad. A big wad of seeds in his mouth, and like when he talked, he just like spit everything. Okay, but this seed should last you. I don't know how long it's gonna last
Good job, Coach. Coach Thorpe will come and present the receivers and quarterbacks.
While you guys are coming up, I'd also like to keep on with Coach Nick's playing for you 4 years and working with you for another 5 years. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this, and we're going to miss you around here. We know you're going to stay right down the street, so we know we're going to see you every day, but we're going to miss you and we love you. I have receivers. Coming into this year, I was wondering what I was going to do with these knuckleheads over here. We only had one guy coming back, and that was Quinn. And we had a lot of holes to fill, and we know the receivers are a big part of the offense. So coming into the year, we had to find some guys to step up and make some plays for us, and we did. We had a couple seniors step up, a couple juniors step up, and surprisingly this summer, we're going into it, spring practice even. But this summer we had a sophomore step up for us, and they made a bunch of plays for us during the year. These guys are hard-working individuals. I mean, they take a lot from me. They know they're going to get hollered at. They know they're going to get hollered at. They know they're going to get hollered at. But they work hard every day, and I pride them for coming to work every day, coming to practice to get better. And that they did. They got better and better as the year went on, and words can't explain how much I love these guys, each and every one of them. Now for the freshman, Robert Davis. Kevin Scott. Rodell Jordan, Ryan Dyson, Keyshawn Hill, sophomore JT Bryant, Curtis Askew, Jack Montgomery, Adonis Hampton, Zedrick Scott, Miguel Williams, Cultural Brooks. Coach was a sophomore, so stepped up for us big. He's the second leading receiver on the team. Had a lot of big catches for us, and we expect a lot of those for 2 more years. Our juniors, Aaron Jones, Shabazz Anderson, Perry Weaver, Chris Vickers, Dan Marsteller. Tell you this, man, Dan Marsteller, he's our transfer from Florida, and I'm gonna tell you that without him, we probably wouldn't have beat Peachtree Ridge when Brian went down. He came in, did a tremendous job for us, made some plays, threw the ball well, and led us to a victory. And number 13, Brian Brown. Brian's a tremendously hard worker. He's working hard now. He made a ton of plays for us, over 2,000 yards combined offense. Worked hard during the summer, working on his passing, working on his game, getting faster. He ran the ball tough. He threw the ball good. And we got him for another year, so we expect some more good things from him. And now we're seniors. These guys are lunch-pail guys all the way. Been here 4 years. Quinn started 2 years for us. But Andre and Quinn, they came a long way. Worked hard every year, all year. Worked hard. They finally got the opportunity this year to go out there and play for us. And they made some plays when we needed them. And I'm very, very proud of them. And I'm going to miss them tremendously. Andre Smith, Quinn Lester, and Quinn Williams. Most outstanding quarterback / receiver goes to a young man who's a 2-year starter for us. Worked hard in the weight room, broke the hang clean record during our Ironman with 325 pounds, 2-year starter. He led the team in receptions with 26 and yards with 338. He tied for the team lead with 3 touchdown receptions. And I'm going to miss him a bunch. Number 10, Quinn Green. That was our 2009 quarterbacks and receivers.
I think I speak on behalf of all the receivers. It's been quite an experience working with Coach Reggie. I think I remember working in the summer, just yelling, spit, seeds flying everywhere. Back in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm tired, coach, I'm tired. But I think I said all that to say, he tried to instill in us to be better men off the field than on. And I want to thank you.
First off, I want to thank you, Coach Reggie, for everything. I want to thank all the coaches. And I can go on forever about all the things Coach Reggie said, but the thing that sticks out to me the most is for every game, he'd always come up to me and he would say, "Are you guys on the road tonight to be men?" And for the longest, I had no clue what that really meant. But tonight, I came up with really on my own meaning for it. And what it meant to me is not really growing up and maturing, but being able to get knocked down and get back up. And throughout the whole season, this season really been all about for us. And we've been through immeasurable odds and came up big every time. I mean, regardless, win, lose, draw, whatever, I still feel that we did what we had to do and did what nobody thought we could do. And that we couldn't have did that without all these coaches, and I want to thank all of y'all.
Body bag here, but not yet, Coach. No, got some C's. One thing about this is Coach always got C's, but he never have his own. Sorry, I got a bag of C's. They exposed the soft side. Always talking about football. Come in the weight room. What you gonna do at practice? It's just football 24/7. Got my little blue ball, all the receivers signed it. Hopefully they'll cherish it or let his little son play with it.
The last thing we got something I don't too much like, but Coach Reggie, whole football season, whole year, because he's always talking about the you this, the you that. So we got him, Miami hat, so he can wear the you on his head.
I would like to thank all the coaches for what they put me through, all the hard work, push me every day. I would like to thank, I'm gonna dearly miss every single one of y'all. But Coach Stewart, you never share with me. I always ask for something. He always tell me, get in the huddle. So it's my turn to share with you. A bag of seeds. For Coach Harrison, I heard that you like Georgia Bulldog, so I just got you a Georgia Bulldog hat. Okay, before we get down a little bit, I know a lot of you been sitting there for a while. I want you to stand up just to take about a 10-15 second stretch, okay? We'll try to move on through this.
going to have some order and recognize some very, very important people with very important trophies at this time.
Okay. Coach King.
Stewart. At this time, I'm going to present the Golden Helmet Award. The Golden Helmet Award is sort of a combination of everything. The guy that does a good job and obviously on the field making big plays, a guy that just continually does that, not just at one time or one game or whatever, but throughout the year. And in the past, we've done it several different ways, but a little bit unique this time. And one of the guys, one of the winners, we got two winners tonight of the Golden Helmet Award, and one of them is Devin Pike. Devin is the first time we've ever had a pitcher, special teams guy to win the Golden Helmet Award, but he certainly deserved it. Like Coach Smith said, so many big kicks, won so many big games, and the Peachtree Ridge game or whatever game it was, Tucker game or whichever one, the Valdosta game, all of those games are really big and really contributed the whole 4 years, and this is sort of a culmination of all of that, but it's great pleasure, David, I present you the Golden Helmet, and Charlie, you don't have to buy the helmet now either. The next young man, I don't think it's a big surprise who it is, a young man that's contributed so much, made so many big plays, did just a tremendous job for us, Bryson Williams. I went to the All-Star game and it disappointed a little bit to see all that stuff on our helmet, but that's just a little bit of his remembrance of the All-Star game and all those other teams' logos on it and everything, but again, Bryson Williams. Okay, at this time, Coach Harrelson would come and present the Hustler Offensive Award, and again, those trophies were not voted on by the team. The Hustler trophies are voted on by the team.
I sit right there.
This Hustler Award, it goes to a kid that I tell you, and I tell him all the time, he's one of the hardest players that I've ever been around in 10 years of coaching, and he's extremely talented, but I hope he understands what separates him is not necessarily his talent. What separates him is how hard he works, and if he continues to play that hard, he continues to work as hard as he has, in his early career, we could very easily be looking to see him play on Saturday and then on Sunday one day. He made one of the most memorable plays I've ever seen in the Dome, catching the football and throwing a Camden kid out of bounds. Just a tremendous sheer will, trying to make a play for the team in a desperate moment. And we'll look forward to having him 2 more years, and I promise you, if you don't know who he is, the people who line up against us on Friday night know exactly who he is. That's Stephon Cross.
At this time, Coach Crawford will come and present the Defensive Hustler Award.
Obviously, when you play defense, this could be given to most of our guys that play defense, because you can't play defense unless you hustle, and that's something we take pride in doing. But obviously, the guys voted on this young man, and it was a good choice. One game that sticks out in mind about him to me is the Valdosta game down there. Very physical game. They run a lot of plays off tackle, and the linebacker has to step up and take on. There was some collisions, a lot of collisions on the perimeter, Lowndes County as well. And this is a young man, number 17, Darnell Slate. With the chicken now.
at this time, I'm going to present the most outstanding offensive player. And then, again, these two trophies I'm going to present are voted on by the team. This young man showed a lot of courage throughout the year, a lot of determination, and a guy that I enjoyed working with, and he's going to do a really good job here next year. Briar Van Bright. Okay, remember, Briar's a junior too. The next most outstanding defensive player voted on by the team, a guy that Coach Crawford's already mentioned, made 15 tackles in the state championship game, a great football player, Dallas Jackson. Our Captain's Awards, and to me, this is two awards that are very prestigious, two awards that guys can be really, really proud of, to be the captain of the team that had all of these accomplishments right here. It's recognized by the other peers that be great leaders. The two captains this year, and this young man was voted on just about every week, captain. Y'all saw him out there in the middle of the field. It's Greg Clark and Sam Churney. Okay, these next awards are awards that are earned by recognition in the state. The first awards I'll present is the All-Middle Georgia Awards, and this is quite an honor. A lot of great football players in Middle Georgia, and you guys winning this is quite an honor. First one, Bryson Williams. Dallas Jackson. Johnny Logan. Devin Pike. No problem. All state will be the next awards recognition. Devin Pike. Johnny Ward. Bryson Williams. It's a great honor when you're recognized in the state of Georgia in 5A football to be All-State, I'll assure you that. And we're a little bit, a lot of you are familiar with the All-Decade team. That was something that Macon Telegraph did a couple of weeks ago around Christmas time, and a lot of us voted on by the fans or whatever. But the All-Decade team, this is an honor, Devin. The All-Decade team, Devin Pike. Okay, that concludes our awards. I'm going to take a thing from Coach Dyson. You guys, y'all remember some things that he told us on Thursday afternoon. And if you guys remember this, said sit up straight, put your feet on the floor. And what do I always tell you when we come together? Get your eyes on me. Put your eyes up here on me. Okay? You guys, seniors, y'all remember this little phrase. one day closer. You're one day closer. One day closer. You know, senior get together we had in the fall, you guys remember that? One day closer. Did that seem like it was that long ago? Not long ago at all, guys. One day closer. You're one day closer to whatever, you know, graduation and what life holds for you after that. You know, keep your eyes straight ahead, right? If you paint the line, you get your eyes off the line, it's going to be all crooked. You know, stay focused, keep your eyes straight ahead, on your target. Keep your eyes on your target. Guys, y'all gonna have a lot of decisions to make, seniors, a lot of decisions to make. Sometimes you might get off that road a little bit, but get back on line. Get your eyes back on your target. It's not gonna be easy. Get your eyes back on your target. Know what you want to do, get it back on target. You know, keep that line as straight as possible. You know, we've been successful on the field. You seniors, I have been successful on the field. You underclassmen, I will be successful on the field. But my desire for all of you now is I will be successful in life. I want to make sure that you guys do that. Dr. Peavy. Okay.
Amen.
Dr. Peavy's going to spell something on the thing there. He's behind us, I think, getting ready.
Yeah, it's too late. It's got like 9 minutes left. Yeah. So just let it run.
You ready, Dr. Peavy? Wait a minute.
You see?
We practiced this today, didn't we?
See Coach Nix? See Coach Nix?
Good watch.
Okay, y'all. Only got 9 minutes.
Well, I thought it was a good idea anyway, but y'all can picture in your mind at the stadium after the game's over, you know, we'd always go there and we'd have the alma mater, and then after the alma mater, Chad would come on the PA and put some on the PA. Greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things are still to be done in this city. I truly believe that. I truly believe that there's greater things that's going to be done right here at Northside High School. I know that. I believe that with all my heart. And I know it's going to be for Northside football team. I trust it's going to be for you guys, you seniors, and I'm anxious to see what God has for me. You know, I really do. Coach Kinsler. And all of this is going to be on that little thing, but I had Coach Kinsler a little nameplate put on his desk. Don't sit down, we're finishing up. I want just to encourage all of you to help us out, clean up around your desk, table and desk. Pick up around your table a little bit. Hey, listen, I want to do it one more time now. Y'all help me out. John, help me out. It's